Rocky 2, a sequel to the first one. It stars Sylvester Stallone in the title role. This film is not as good as the first one. In fact, it's quite far removed from how good the first one was. It doesn't have the same director that the original Rocky had. It was actually directed by Stallone himself, who also wrote it, like he did all the other films. I think you can tell that this is one of his early stints as a director, because it's just not shot as well as the first film, and even some of Stallone's later movies, it doesn't quite match up to. You could tell he was still in his early days of being a director, and he was still trying to find his feet. But I did find myself watching this film with a very, very critical eye, to be honest, because I always remember thinking that Rocky 2 was better than Rocky 1. But to be honest, other than the training scenes that were slightly improved in this film, it was pretty much just a rehash of a lot of the things that happened in the first movie. We do get some good character development in this movie. Rocky does grow as a character. We see him struggle to live a normal life out of the ring, and it takes a lot. It just shows how like tentative they were with the character, and they didn't quite know what to do with him and how he was. But I thought that was good, because it showed a lot of vulnerability from Stallone and Rocky himself. Rocky does get married. He starts working in a meat factory, and he kind of like becomes a bit grounded, but then he gets fired, but all these things happen, and everyone just keeps telling him, why don't you fight, but Rocky just keeps walking away from all this and listening to Adrian, who doesn't want him to fight. There is a lot of scenes of Rocky kind of just standing around thinking, and you can tell he just needs to realise that he needs to go one more round with Creed. Sorry. I don't know. There was just a bit too many of those kind of scenes in this film where Rocky Stallone's just kind of looking sad, and he doesn't seem to really want to be there. Carl Weathers is still great as Apollo Creed. He really does steal every scene that he's in. You know, even though his character is going through quite a tough time, he's getting a lot of stick off the press in this character, because they think that Rocky should have won the fight at the end of the first movie, but Creed was declared the winner. So there is the fight scene at the end is really good. Performances from Talia Shire, Burt Young, Burgess Meredith, all good as usual. You know, it's not a bad movie, and I know I've been quite critical of this film in my review, but it's a little bit dated, and it's just not well as directed as the first one. It's still good. It's watchable. You know, if it's on one night, stick it on. You know, it's a good movie in that sense. But yeah, it's just not as great as the first film. Guys, thank you very much for watching my review. I'm going to try and get through all the Rocky movies. Thank you very much.